guys, my name is Jack Gardiner and I am delighted to be walking you guys through these 4 Black Country Customs / Laney pedals. That song at the beginning which you heard, all of the tone was coming through these. That is a tune called 1983 off my debut release Escapades. I'll leave a little link down below if you want to hear the full thing. Just before we go into the actual sounds then, I just want to walk through what I am actually plugged into. I am plugged into a Victory V30 amp. It's just a really nice clean tone. I'll play that very quickly for you first. So that is going into the 2 notes torpedo, and I am going into Logic, basically using a cab sim on there. Now, let's talk about the pedals then. So we have 4 of them today. We have the Secret Path Reverb, which is potentially my favourite out of these. Quick little hint early on. We have the Spiral Array Chorus. We have the Monolith Distortion, and then we have the Steel Part Boost / Overdrive. Now these 4 pedals, I think for the price, are super nice. Like, they come even in a super sleek box. I'll leave a little clip playing of that. I was actually blown away by the packaging. It feels very boutique, and then when I found out how much these go for, I was shocked, especially this Secret Path Reverb. So I think we should go maybe from my left to right here. So we'll start with the reverb then. So just again for tone, here is what the guitar sounds like by itself. Okay, let's turn on the reverb. So this is on quite a high setting at the minute. What do we get with it? Well, essentially we have 4 control knobs on all of these. On this particular one then, we have on the top left, I guess this is pre-delay. Then on the top right, we have volume or mix, if you like, how loud the reverb is. Then on the bottom left then, we have the size, so I guess that's just how big you want your reverb. You know, do you want it in like a small ambience, or do you want it as a large type space, you know? And then on the very right, we have the tone control, so I guess that's allowing certain amounts of high end and low end to come through. Now we have 3 little switches here in the middle, and they, as we switch through them, they change the LED colour, which is really useful because that little switch is quite small. So at the top we have a spring reverb. In the middle we have the Secret Path, which is kind of like a shimmer, and on the bottom we have a plate. So let's just hear the spring then. I mean, I've got that set quite high at the minute in terms of like the size and then the volume. So I mean, here it is again. Now spring reverbs really, I guess it's, you can hear that kind of spring movement. It's like when you hit an amp, if you stop dead, so you should be able to hear it there. Really, really cool. Then if we go down to the bottom one first, the plate reverb then, I might just turn up the size a little bit so that you hear as well. I'm just going to make sure that I hold that in so that it's on the normal mode. There is a little secret coming up later, hence the name. Now plate, you can hear it almost like, it's got a different tail. Like, it seems like it holds it more to me anyway. That's what I always think of with the plate. It's like it goes up into the air where the plate would be and stays around that area, you know, so you can hear it there. Really lush sounding. Now here comes then this the Secret Path or the shimmer reverb. Now this is maybe my favourite thing to play around with. So let's just listen to this then. That sounds wicked, but what sounds even more special, I think, is when we engage the secret mode. Now, in order to do this then, you basically need to hold the button in until you see it flash like this. And now we can see actually that the light is doing this motion. It's kind of flashing in and out. That basically lets us know that we're in this secret path mode. Now, if we were on the spring reverb setting here, that would simply add modulation. So again, I'm just going to hold that in. You'll see how it works. Now the red light's going dim and it's coming in and out. Now, if we went to the bottom selection then, the plate, we can do the same thing with that. Again, it's just modulation that it's adding in. But the real key is actually with this shimmer, which is what I love. Listen to this. So we just play with a few little settings here. Oh, it sounds lush. Maybe let's play a little bit around with this then, so the tone. Turn the volume of the reverb up a little bit. Sounds wicked for a kind of ambient style. You know, it seems really in fashion in the minute, especially on social media and stuff. Like, that is the tone really, and it's kind of emulating reverbs that are way more expensive, you know, in another price bracket. That's what I was saying earlier on. I think these really, for the money, it's insane what you can do with it. That tone for me sounds expensive. Moving on then, so let me just turn that off. We have then the chorus pedal, the spiral array. Now this one I think is trying to emulate most of the sounds from like the 70s and 80s. It's lucky for me, I actually play in an 80s band, well, before lockdown happened, called China Crisis, so this is one which I could see myself definitely using in my setup. Again, 4 knobs. They've got, I must point out, these really cool, like, vintage type controls on them, the knobs themselves. I think they're actually on the older Laney amps. I think that's where it's based off, but yeah, I mean, I think they look wicked. It's a really cool nod to the past, at least I think. So anyway, 4 controls then. We have, I guess on the top left, that is the depth, so how big the chorus is, shall we say. On the right, that's the mix button. So that's how much it's blended in. You know, you could have it completely dry if you wanted. Then on the bottom right, we have the rate of the chorus, and then on the sorry, that was bottom left. Bottom right, then we have the tone again. So it's, I guess, similar to the reverb. So the 3 switches in the middle this time are analog. Then we have this tri-stereo chorus, which I believe it works really well apparently if you've got 2 amps or even 3 amps. That's where it's based off. It's a really classic 80s sound. And then on the bottom then, that's kind of another analog type chorus. It sounds really, really nice. Let's click it on. So I just don't know how to do this here. It's really awkward, but there we go. So. Okay, so let's play around with some of these. So that was the analog chorus then. Let's go down into the bottom one, this dim chorus. Very, very 80s. Finally then, the tri-stereo chorus, let's hear that. I think this would sound wicked if we actually add in the reverb as well. Let's try those together. They could be huge ambient tones. Let's just hear some more of that. I really, really like playing around with this kind of stuff. Sounds really, really cool. Really, really 80s, in my opinion anyway. So, moving on then. Let's go to the distortion pedal then. So this is the Monolith. Now, there are 3 distortion modes on this and 4 knobs, like all of the others. So on the top left then, that is how much distortion, sorry. And then on the top right then, that is the volume of the mix, or how loud you want it essentially, the output. Then on the bottom left then, we actually have it's essentially like a bass control. I think it tightens it up if you turn it up. At least that's what it seems like to me when I've been experimenting with it. You know, if you want to tighten up your sound, or you want to tighten up that low end, you can turn this up and it will really, really help with that. And then on the far right then, we have the tone control, essentially. So 3 distortion modes on this one. Let's just go from the beginning again. So here's the clean tone. And if we turn this on, we're going to start with distortion 1, which is actually, I guess, the most compressed sound. It's my least favourite actually, but let's just hear it anyway. So. So yeah, you can hear it's super compressed. If we go down to the bottom one then, this one's a little bit less, it's kind of like a mix of the two others. So this one's actually quite easy to play, with more compression than the middle setting, but yeah, let's hear this. Maybe let's put some reverb on as well. I'm just going to put a spring reverb on from The Secret Path. I'll just turn the volume of that down a little bit and we'll just play it in normal mode. So here we go. We'll just turn the size of that. So. Sounds actually pretty nice to my ears, that. I mean, this middle section though, or the middle switch should I say, is probably my favourite. Now this is a super transparent OD, it really responds well to the dynamics, it's my favourite to play around with, so let's have a listen to this. Super dynamic. I mean, if I roll off the volume as well, listen to this. Sounds really, really nice. In fact, let's try with the shimmer reverb as well over here. This is going to sound really cool, I think. So, we just turn up the volume of that shimmer a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that is a tone that I could play around with forever. It's kind of home territory for me, if you like. So, moving on then, we have the Steel Park Boost / overdrive pedal, I guess, because you can use it in a number of different ways. Now, I really enjoyed playing with this one as well. If we look at the controls, then essentially we have distortion, volume, similar to the Monolith. Then on the bottom we have a bass and treble control, and I believe you can pull out the bass as well if you want even more. So there's quite a lot of tone shaping options here. When it's in this top position then, that's kind of like a mid-range based boost, I guess, with a bit of distortion. And when you can actually drive it as well quite a lot. When we're in the middle section, or zero, that is essentially just a boost by itself. All you're doing is you're getting more through the pedal. So the bottom section is then the low mid kind of boost, which is really cool. I really like that a lot. So again, let's just hear it in the middle position first, where it's just acting as your bog standard boost, shall we say. So here's my tone without. Is it on, engaged? So you can hear it's got a little bit of death on that. It's just giving it more volume, I guess, and really that's the main idea. Now if we go to the top position then, this is our mid kind of focused boost then, so this is this sound. So off again, let's just hear that. On again. Spanky as hell. Sounds wicked, that actually. So then the bottom section is going to be, or this bottom switch, shall I say, that's a low mid boost I think as well. So actually works really well when you're using single coils. I am actually in the single coil or blend mode position, as we call it with Strandberg here, so it's going to fatten that sound essentially. Without it, I mean, it's quite scary how much that's fattening that up and adding some grease. So let's hear it again. Okay, I think we should do the typical test. So we're going to add some of that secret path reverb, seeing as I love it so much. Yeah. That's actually a tone which I'd probably go for more than, say, a distortion tone that we had from the Monolith. This one feels more like home for me, like, especially with that reverb. I mean, it makes everything feel easy to play. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that, and if you do want to check them out, I would highly recommend them. Black Country Customs / Laney, and we have the Secret Path, the Spiral Array, the Monolith, and the Steel Park. So I'll leave links in the description for them if you want to check it out. As always guys, thanks again for checking out this video. Please make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these pedals. I think they sound wicked and they look super cool as well. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Till next time guys, cheers.